Name is DJ, and I'll be joining you here today for a stream in the Europa League. Today we're going to go through Arsenal versus Dundalk. I've still had my friend complaining in my ear that there hasn't been enough Arsenal on the stream, and while I do try to avoid EPL teams in general during the weekdays, I thought we could get Arsenal in here. We had Tottenham on against last Thursday, so this week we'll go with the crosstown, well, not even crosstown, really just kind of the cross street, I guess cross North London rivals here. Arsenal today. So we'll have them going up against Dundalk, still in the group stages of the Europa League. We did just get done with our Champions League coverage for the week yesterday, wrapping up with Barcelona-Juventus. Barcelona coming away with a 2-0 win in that one. So is sort of going against my rule of taking EPL teams for midweek matches. We'll do it this time around. I think later on as we get out of the group stages in Europa League, we will probably look for some other matchups, things like, if we're thinking of powerhouse teams, things like Sevilla versus Napoli or something of that nature. We'll try to look for those more so, but in the group stages where everything is kind of, dominated by the big four leagues teams, I think we can just take a look at one of our Premier League stalwarts here and see how they do today against this opposition in the Europa League. Let's go through the lineups. We're just a couple minutes away from kickoff here. So as we take a look at Dundalk, we see Gary Rogers going to be in goal, Daniel Cleary, Andrew Boyle, Brian Gartland going to make up the back three here. In front of them will be Cameron Dumigan, Patrick McElhenney, Chris Shields, Sean Murray, and John Mountney. So Sean Murray, Chris Shields, and Patrick McElhenney will make up that midfield trio, with Mountney and Dumigan the outside wing backs, and then two strikers here today for Dundalk. Michael Duffy, Patrick Hoban will lead the line. Why am I not getting any sound? I'm not sure why I'm not getting any sound. I can't hear the actual stream right now, which is weird. So I'm going to take a look at that, but we'll run through the Arsenal lineup really quickly. So runner Alex Runnerson in goal here today in favor of Bernd Leno. Ainsley Maitland-Niles will be left back here. Said Kolasinac, Skroden Mustafi will make up the center pairing. Cedric Suarez right back, and then the midfield trio of Granit Xhaka, Mohamed El Neni, Joseph Willock, with Nicolas Pepe, Eddie Nketiah, and Reece Nelson going to make up the attacking trio here for Arsenal. And with that, I am going to try to figure out my audio issues here. I am not picking this up at all. Oh, wait. I can hear it now, just barely. What? Why is this so... Oh, that's why. Okay. That explains it. Okay, I figured it out. Okay, I can hear the stream now, guys. We're good to go. So, game just about to get started here. Did just run through the lineup. So, it's going to be a 3-5-2 here from the side of Dundalk. Try to reinforce their midfield against Arsenal here. Arsenal going to be running a 4-3-3, which is a little bit different than they do normally run. Of course, have a lot of flexible players in their back and midfield areas. You can see Ainsley Maitland-Niles will be taking up the left back position here today. Said Kolasinac moving in from his normal left or wing back position into that center back. He has been playing the left side of a back three a decent amount in recent matches for Arsenal. So maybe not the most surprising thing we've seen out of him. And we can see that 3-5-2 coming out from Dundalk. Pretty strong substitutes bench here for Arsenal. A lot of players from the weekend getting a rest. And we'll see what Arteta will do with them as the game progresses, depending on what the scoreline is. And I completely forgot to get my coffee when this game started, but that's okay. We will save it for a break. I'll probably run and grab my coffee. I brewed some earlier and I forgot to pour it while I was getting set up here. So I'll probably run and get it at the... Actually, you know what? I'm going to run and get it right now. was just like, what better break am I going to get than, you know, the match not being started? So just about to kick off here will be Dundalk wearing all black here today, moving right to left. Arsenal in the red and white kits here today, moving left to right to start this one. Make sure we got the scoreboard where we want it here. It's Dundalk moving this one out to our left back. I'm going to need to drop it just a little bit here. Let's try to get it as tight as possible so we don't get in trouble. I am going to leave it right there. I know that's slightly cutting it off, but the less we show, the less likely we get in trouble. We do not want to violate any broadcasting rights. Just want to have a good time providing some alternative play-by-play commentary. So thanks again for joining here today. I'm going to go into broadcaster mode, and I'll be with you at halftime for personal thoughts and opinions. So here is Dumigan. Going to look up the line. That one just comes off his striker Duffy there. We'll go out for a throw, and actually looks like he's knocked it off of an Arsenal player potentially, based on the way that Jack is retreating. Nope, will be an Arsenal throw. And it will be Suarez looking inside for Willock. Good turn here. He'll go back into Mustafi. Shifts it over to Kolasinac. Gonna move this one out to the left-hand side here. Arsenal just happy to take this one slow to start the match off. Of course, coming off a win in their first Europa League match. So we'll be looking to maintain the momentum here. Good check in here from Nketiah, but he's just forced right back to the center backs. Well, here is Pepe. Taking up his normal position on the right of the front three here. He's defended by Dumigan. Trying to get in behind here. Cleary now. Defending Willock. It comes back to Suarez. Here's Maitland-Niles. Driving forward here. Leaves it out to Reece Nelson. That's a good sliding challenge there from Brian Gartland. Sorry, that's Mountney actually getting in on that one. Now this one going to be slid over to Mustafi. Look up to Pepe. Pepe trying to take on Dumigan here, but we'll lose out. It'll come away to Dundalk. Good tackle here by Cedric. Will win it back. Pepe looking forward, but not going to receive the return run there from Willock. Dundalk will be able to collect this one again. Duffy tracking all the way back here to defend. This one, bit of a 50-50. That one last coming off Nketiah, but it looks like Pepe should be able to keep it in. Cedric will be the one to settle it down here for Arsenal. There's Mustafi. Now Pepe trying to clip this one all the way out to Reece Nelson, but that one is deflected. It's bouncing around the top of the Dundalk box here. Finally brought down under control. Sent up the line to Duffy here by Shields. Duffy looking across here. There's a shot from about 40, and that one actually not that far away here. Take a look. This is McElhaney setting himself up, shooting this one from about 40 out. He gets a decent strike on it. It's not perfectly hit for sure. He gets a little bit of curl on it. It does look like it's headed towards that left-hand post. It may have gone wide, but Runnerson cannot take a chance with that one. He'll just push it wide for a corner kick in the first set piece of the match here to the side of Dundalk. Here is the in-swinging corner. Runnerson doing well here, collecting that one fairly easily. Maitland-Niles looking into Nelson. Has Maitland-Niles around him once again. That pass a little bit short there, and Maitland-Niles is forced to hold up. Shields now can nip in here, takes that one off of the feet of the left back. He'll launch this one forward. It will go out for a throw-in. But decent defending here from Dundalk again. That pass from Reece Nelson just selling Ainsley Maitland-Niles a little bit short there, forcing him to stop running at full pace. Here's Cedric driving forward. Going to lay this one out to Pepe. Back to Willock. Cedric trying to take on the defender here and will not win out there against McElhaney, who seems to have come off maybe a little bit worse for wear. You can see him holding his right leg there. Yay, a Thursday game. I am sorry to hear that, buddy. Stay strong. Stay strong. It's almost Friday. Here is Cedric onto this throw-in for Arsenal. Hey, take this. You can be happy about this. Spurs lost in their Europa League match today, Nolan. They lost 1-0. So you can be happy about that. And then maybe Arsenal will win, and it'll be great. This one headed out on the far touchline. It's Nelson trying to dribble around Gartland here. That one going to bounce off of Gartland. Will go out for a throw-in here to Arsenal. This one clipped all the way back across the field towards Pepe. He wins the header, but it will be collected by McElhaney. He'll shift it over to Shields. Mountney forced to look back here to Gartland. Taking their time here, Dundalk don't want to make a mistake in possession, but the Arsenal pressure not too throttling here. The strikers seemingly happy to let Dundalk have it in their own half, and they have won it back here through Reece Nelson. Now cutting back is Nketiah. Willock shifting it out to Cedric here. Cedric to Pepe. Pepe clipping this one in. He's found Nketiah, who goes down in the box. The referee not interested in that one. Will allow play to continue here. Dundalk coming away. It's Hoban. He'll be forced to hold up and go back to his defense here. Dumigan. Good trap down here for Hoban. Now it's Dumigan. McElhaney. McElhaney once again. Now a little bit of pressure coming out from Arsenal as this one is sent back to the defense. Here's Pepe pressuring. This one clipped long up the near touchline, easily headed away there by Cedric. Sorry, I believe that's Mustafi. Cedric completing the clearance here as he tries to get it towards Nketiah, but it's well handled by Andrew Boyle. Shields. All the way back to Rogers. He's clearing this one away. The 39-year-old goalkeeper here for Dundalk. This one lobbed back into the Dundalk end. No Arsenal striker going to give chase to that one. It will roll into the hands of Rogers once again. Shields now with it. That pass deflected by Reece Nelson. He will not get to this one first as Gartland will win that one back. Now McElhaney off the hand here of Joe Willock and will be a free kick over to Dundalk. You can see Nketiah going down. He feels the contact on his foot there as he traps that one. Gartland certainly does make a small clip there, but you can see really no momentum. Nketiah feels the contact, waits about a half second, and then sort of falls over looking for that call. I think the referee writes to allow play to carry on. Now Nketiah will be pressuring this one. It's headed back to Rogers. He's forced to clear it away. It's good pressure there from the young striker. Good header here from Dumigan. But that one going to go too long for the likes of Michael Duffy. And it will be Runnerson collecting it. This one lobbed out by Xhaka all the way out to Maitland-Niles. Xhaka. Here's Pepe. He will be called for a foul here. On to Daniel Cleary. Both of them going up for this one. I think it's actually not for a foul on Cleary. I think it may come off of Pepe's hand. It did look to me that Pepe actually went up fairly there against Cleary. Just a pretty regular challenge in the air there, but I think it may have clipped the hand there. Some decent eyes from the assistant referee on the near touch line here. And Dundalk can get this one restarted. They'll be happy with the slower start to this match. Of course, will allow their legs to settle up against what is clearly superior opposition to what they normally face. Even with a lot of youngsters and a rotated squad out here, still a decently strong Arsenal side. And you can call upon the likes of Pepe. Here's Shields looking forward, but easily intercepted there by Kolasinac. And now coming away with it is Nelson. Just cut back away from the challenge there of Mountney. Now it's shifted all the way across to Cedric. Here's Pepe with some room to run here. He's driving into the box, trying to look for the short pass. It comes out to Cedric. He shoots with his left, but that one always rising and not going to threaten Rogers there. Decent opportunity here created by Arsenal. You can see Pepe has looked pretty lively here when he's driving forward. Already picked out one good pass to Nketiah in the box. Trying to find Willock on that occasion. His pass deflected, bounces back out to Cedric and just tries to put a little bit too much power into that strike. And it's always rising as it comes off his foot. So another break in the action here for Dundalk. And again, probably happy with the choppy start. Will allow them to feel a little bit better about working their way into this match. Arsenal have had the better of the pressure here so far. Dundalk still yet to really get the ball in and around Arsenal's box, as that one looks like it came off the hand of Hoban there, but play will actually continue here. Hoban will put it out for a throw-in, though. This one thrown back to Mustafi. He'll shift it over to Kolasinac. Sorry, that's actually Xhaka dropping deep. You can see Kolasinac now on it here. So while Kolasinac is playing that center back position here today, it looks like when they are in possession, Arsenal going to allow him to stay a little bit wider. Put Xhaka in that deep position. As Pepe crossing into a dangerous spot here. That one cleared away by Boyle. Decent clearance by the center back there, but it comes only as far as Willock, and Pepe's on it once again. Looking for some options here. Just going to patiently wait for a better opportunity. Comes back to Pepe. Has a little room to work with. He's going to actually take a strike here from about 25 or 25 to 30 out there from the corner of the 18 and gets well underneath that one. It sails high over the crossbar. Rogers can just see that one balloon away. See, he wants to curl that one from the corner of the 18 there, but it's a little bit far out. Much farther than normal. I had a feeling I might see a comment about that shot. Yeah, certainly was not the greatest shot we might ever have seen, but here's good pressure from Pepe. Thanks for the hot air balloon. Yeah. An old phrase one of our club coaches used to like to say when somebody really got underneath the strike. Thanks for the hot air balloon. But good pressure here from Pepe will win them a throw, and they now are in possession in the attacking third once again. And Nketiah driving in. Good clip pass here from Nelson. Finds Willock. Oh, Willock's around Shields. He tries to cross it back, but a sliding challenge there from Boyle will break that attack up. Good work there from Willock and Reece Nelson inside the box here. It's a very nice clip pass, and then Willock doing the rest here, poking that one around the challenge of Shields. Decent attacking here. Just can't quite slide that one before Boyle gets in there to break up the play. Getting a good look right now at one of the magnetic boards for Arsenal sitting on the bench there. Kind of take a look at how they plan the formations out. But here's Pepe driving this one in. Ooh, yeah. So about that corner kick, guys. It's now a goal kick for Dundalk, and Pepe has driven that one low and hard directly into the side netting. Certainly will not be a pleasing sight there for Mikel Arteta. So Rogers will clear this one away. Good ups there from Schroden. Mustafi will win the header. Good work here from Nketiah as well. We'll shift it out to Nelson. Driving forward, a lot of black shirts in front of him. He's cutting back inside, trying to clip this one into the box, but good communication there from Rogers for his defender Dumigan there. Will allow that one to run out for a goal kick. Reese Nelson doing decently again to get himself into open space, but that probably the worst execution that he has had so far in an attack. And we're getting another look at the tactics board until finally an Arsenal coach going to sit down in front of it. Not sure if they actually noticed the camera being focused onto that board, but our inner look at the Arsenal tactics will now disappear before our eyes as Arsenal winning this one back. At last came off of Joe Willock. There will be a throw in here to Dundalk on the near touchline. And just an interesting thing to note, this is the assistant coach out in the technical area here for Dundalk, as their head coach sitting on the bench here does not have an international license for European play, so cannot actually police the technical area. And it's Maitland-Niles driving forward right now as Arsenal have won it back. This one going to be shifted out to Kolasinac. Now he heads back to Xhaka. Into the feet of El Neni. He's going to turn onto this one, trying to find the right pass here. We'll look out to Niles on the far touchline. Maitland-Niles, sorry. Kolasinac. Some calls for offsides there, but certainly on as Reese Nelson once again in the box, trying to cut it back. Has two defenders in front of him. This one is Gartland. He looks across the box there, but that one a little bit too close to the defenders. Dumigan able to knock that one away, and now El Neni will crash into the back of Duffy here, and Duffy will draw his side a foul. Good work here by the striker. Can see El Neni coming the entire way. As soon as he feels the contact, always going to fall over there. It's an easy foul call for that shove in the back by El Neni, and now Dundalk moving it forward to Duffy. This one being poked around. It's Pepe who is able to settle it down. He'll try to give that one to Willock, but his touch a little bit short there. Now coming away with it will be Dundalk once again. Shields. Gartland. Decent ball into the feet here of Duffy. But forced back once again. Out wide. Good tackle here from Maitland-Niles. Will win it back. Reese Nelson into El Neni. Now has Nketiah. Really known in advance of him. Nketiah is the center striker, the highest man forward normally. As this one coming over to Cedric. Now has Nketiah as an option in advance of him as well. It's Pepe. Isolated here. Good ball into the box here. It's a cross. Still in at the back of the box. It's back in, and that's a deflected shot there from Nketiah. Just going to be knocked away by Boyle. And a good attack here from Arsenal. Good read here by Nicola Pepe. Can see that run coming in from Willock. Plays him in early. The early cross from Willock is really nicely played. It's right across the 6-yard box, but nobody from Arsenal making that near post run. It comes all the way through for Maitland-Niles, who looks back towards Nketiah, but his attempted shot is blocked away there at the last moment by Gartland, actually. And we'll go out for a corner kick to here to Arsenal from the far corner. Here is the delivery. This one going all the way to the back post towards Cedric, but easily read there by the likes of Dumigan. He'll head it away, and that's a poor pass there. Sails out of play for a Dundalk throw-in. So set piece opportunity here for Arsenal goes to waste. Is Dundalk way too aware of that potential training ground set piece routine there? Now they have thrown it back in. Dumigan under pressure here from Pepe. Shields' pass there, blocked away by Pepe. Will go back out for a throw in here to Dundalk. Here is the ensuing throw-in. Oh, bit of a high challenge there coming in from Mustafi. No call from the referee, and Arsenal will win it back here. It is now Mustafi, Cedric, Pepe. Driving in on his left foot here. He is just forced back by Dumigan. This one will come all the way across to El Neni. Nelson. Slipping it in here to Mustafi, to Kolasinac, who's in the box. That one going to be deflected off a Dundalk player. And it will be a corner kick again in the far corner here for Arsenal. Good run here by Kolasinac around Reiss Nelson. His first touch takes him into the box here. Tries to slip it back through the legs there of John Mountney. Mountney doing just enough to get some contact, and that one will go off him for the corner kick. Here is the ensuing corner for Arsenal. From that far corner once again. Last one was floated out towards the top of the box, and that one was easily picked off by Dummigan, who you can see policing right on the penalty spot once again. Referee having a little bit of a chat there with a couple of the players, and instead this one going to be short to Kolasinac. Now back out to Pepe. Cross with the left here. That one not going to beat the first man. It comes out to the top of the box. Reiss Nelson cutting onto his left. It goes across the box, blocked away. And McElhaney doing the rest of the clearance here. Here's Pepe once again looking for a crossing angle. It's well defended here by McElhaney. Here comes the cross towards the back post. Well read by Dummigan. He'll knock that one away. Collected by Nelson. Taken off of him by Hoban. Now it's Cedric, but a foul going to be called here on Reiss Nelson, and Dundalk will be able to clear their lines once again. Going short here is Dundalk. It's with Shields. Back out to Hoban. I also like Reiss Nelson, Nolan. I think he's pretty solid. I think there's something there. I'm a little less enthusiastic about Willock. I sort of think of him what I think of Scott McTominay, which is they do their job and not much more. But I do see some potential in Nelson. Here is here is Kolasinac. This one shifted across towards the near touchline. It's Pepe collecting on his chest here. Exchange of passes with Willock before he'll find Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Niles looking for a cross. It's now Nelson shifting in onto his right foot. Cuts back onto the left. Here's a cross from Kolasinac. Here's the header. And that one going to sail just high over the crossbar there. Decent header from Nicola Pepe, but can't quite get that one down from that Kolasinac cross. It's good work from Nelson once again. He finds Kolasinac wide open outside there. Kolasinac sets himself, crosses this one in. It's pretty well met there by Pepe, but just about half a yard too high there. He just can't quite get over that one. You can see it's always rising there despite the decent contact from the winger here. Rogers' clearance going to go all the way to Xhaka, who's essentially playing auxiliary center back here. He has now moved it forward to Willock. Pepe turning over to El Neni. Cedric all the way out here on the right-hand side. He'll settle this one. Going to cross this one from deep, looking towards Nketiah. Headed away there by Gartland. Only as far as Nelson. Maitland-Niles. Good pass in behind here for Kolasinac. Met by Shields. He'll go back out to Maitland-Niles. There's a run from El Neni. Not picked out here. He's inside the box. Looking to shoot here. Instead goes to the top of the box. That's Nelson striking. And Nelson, oh, that one's gone just wide. Looked for all the world like it was actually going to trickle into the goal there. But it ends up just about a half yard wide, I think, as we take a look at the replay. Here's that strike. And oh my, that is very, very close there from Reiss Nelson. Yeah, just almost kisses the outside of the bar there. And here's a turnover. Great stuff from El Neni. He's actually called for a foul, and I'm very surprised that El Neni's been called there. Look for all the world he'd taken that one off of Shields cleanly. And yeah, I'm on the replay. I'm not convinced that that's a foul at all. So I think Shields and Dundalk here have gotten away with one. So here is Dundalk restarting this one. Shifting it over to Hoban. Cleary. Yeah, it's weird to tie. Here's Hoban flicking this one on. We'll hold off here. Duffy. Dummigan into Hoban, but that pass just going to elude the striker there, and Cedric will come away with it. I think having a conversation about end product with players is weird, particularly if they're not consistent starters, as this one clipped over the top here for Nketiah. He is on sides, driving into the box now against Boyle, has multiple black shirts against him now, and will force to cut it back to Maitland-Niles. His cross into the middle of the box there, headed away by Dummigan. Clearance completed here by Hoban, but Elneny will collect it. It's going to come out here to Pepe. Has a supporting run here from Cedric. Looks in for Willock. Gets back to Pepe. Good combination play at the top of the box. He tries to find Reece Nelson there, but that one eventually intercepted by Shields. Here's some room for Dundalk. Cleary looking for Duffy. Duffy now taking on Mustafi, looking across the box here. That one escapes Hoban, but it's picked up by Murray. Murray still looking for options. He'll shift it out wide. Cross in here from the right-hand side. Mountney's cross is poor. It will sail high over the crossbar there, and wasted chance from Dundalk. Yeah, I think it's hard to talk about end product with a lot of attacking players, particularly if they don't start, because it's the sort of thing where if you're judging them by their end product, it's such a, honestly, a small part of attacking. And there are some players who have a killer instinct and then just have a finishing touch. I mean, you think Cunagüero, you think some of these, like, you even think like Chicharito back in the day was just like a kind of ruthless penalty box striker and not much else. But you think about like the conversation when, for example, Raheem Sterling like had trouble finishing, right? Now how that one like made sense because once he got better at finishing, he like really became a great player. And I just feel like that's more the exception than the rule when we talk about end product with players. Like, I think plenty of scouts and whatnot that play with Reece Nelson every day probably think he's a decent finisher. I mean, the biggest problem with me with evaluating his finishing is we just don't see him play full 90s very often. So we don't see a lot of attempts from him to finish. Again, I think his build-up play is good. I think he's technically gifted. I think he works hard and can be played as, you know, a winger that's solid in any structurally defensive side as well. But I think it's very hard to judge players on like purely their end product. Ooh. Professor got Hawkeyes, eh? Is this like the one professor that like actually cares how much people are paying attention? Elneny's a workhorse. He's nice to watch. But oh, here's a good pass in behind from Willock. Looks like Nketiah's offsides here though. Elneny's a good player. It just, again, I think similar to Willock, I just don't see. I see the floor to ceiling as being very. Oh, that's a tight call on Nketiah there. I see the floor to ceiling as being pretty narrow for both of those players, whereas I see the ceiling being a decent bit higher for Nelson, and I don't think his floor is very low either. I think his floor is, you know, like a solid performance, basically. Here is Dummigan trying to move this one in, but that one picked off by Nketiah. Cedric comes away with it. Elneny shifting this one out to the left. Kolasinac pushing forward, has Maitland-Niles in advance of him. Looks back here to Xhaka. He'll look over to Cedric. Overplays Pepe a little bit here. Pepe will manage to keep it in play. Matched up here with Dummigan. He is isolated with him. Looks for the dribble there. Dummigan does well. Knocks that one out for a throw-in. Ooh, and poor control here from Mustafi will give that one away for a throw-in here to Dundalk. 30 minutes just about to be played here, and Arsenal still looking for the breakthrough. Has been all Arsenal in possession. Dundalk really not really had a sniff of the Arsenal box, just one corner kick to their names and not much else, but have been fairly defensively resolute here and can be fairly happy with the tempo of the match. It's pretty stop-start here, and Arsenal have not looked that sharp in the final third. Certainly have been some decent ideas from their players, but the execution yet to be here. But here's another chance, and now here's Nketiah trying to get the space. He tries to get a shot away, but is crowded out there by Boyle. It'll come out here to the near touchline. It's Cleary trying to play with Hoban here. Sorry, it's McElhaney. He will look up for Murray. That's a poor touch from Murray, but it's just good enough to bait Maitland-Niles in, and now he's found it on the far side. Here's an early cross. Murray at the top of the box. He shoots and completely whiffs at that one. Duffy will collect it. Matched up with Mustafi. Arriving now as Cedric comes back to Shields. Shields going to shoot this one from the top of the box. It'll deflect off of Cedric there. It'll be the second corner of the game here to Dundalk, and their best chance by far here. As this cross from Mountney does pick out Murray at the top of the box. It's always a lot to ask of Murray there. It's a very difficult strike as it's bouncing right in front of him at the top of the box. It would require a very nicely struck half volley there. But was a decent pick out and good work at the end of it by Shields and Duffy to win their side a corner kick here just as we pass the 31-minute mark. Here is Murray serving it in. And Runnerson going up well for the second corner in a row and collecting that one at its peak. So good goalkeeping here by the debutant. Here's Nelson driving forward, beats one, can't quite beat the second. It will come off of Dundalk there for an Arsenal throw. So Arsenal still moving this one forward. Trying to find the breakthrough chance here. Of course, Dundalk sitting 10 uniforms back here, trying to tighten the spaces, trying to make it difficult for Arsenal. Here is Pepe crossing in. That one easily cleared away by Boyle. Now knocked back to Runnerson here by Mustafi. Coming away with it is Xhaka. And Maitland-Niles and Nketiah. El Neni. Mustafi. Now Pepe. Look at all the black shirts here for Dundalk packed into the box. Here's the cross from Cedric going up as Nketiah, but that one flicked away by Boyle. Comes out to Maitland-Niles. Good combination at the top of the box. Decent tackle from Mountney. No, will knock that one away. Once again, Arsenal have it. Xhaka. El Neni. Again, 9 Dundalk players here behind this ball. Reece Nelson going to shift it out to Pepe. Brings it down well. He's under pressure from Dummigan immediately, trying to get about a half yard of space there. Instead looks back for Cedric. Now inside to Willock. Driving forwards, Willock. Clipping this one towards the back post. Here it's headed towards the back post, and that one pushed over the bar by Rogers. Decent goalkeeping there as Kolasinac got a good header onto this one. It's excellent work from Joe Willock as he drives into the box, gets a good clipped cross to the back post there. Kolasinac tries to head it back where it came from. Not sure if it was on target as we see the replay here. I do think that one might have hit the crossbar or gone over, but Rogers can't take a chance. He pushes that one over the bar there, and it will be a corner kick to Arsenal. Bit of crowding tactics here from Arsenal. There are 4 red shirts in and around Rogers. Here comes the corner kick. Nketiah attempts to flick that one on the near post, but gets a little bit too much on it. Still bouncing around the box here. Up goes Xhaka to head it forward. Comes over to Cedric. He'll cross it back in. The attempted shot by Willock's deflected. Still bouncing around here in the box. Willock will come away with it. It's finally cleared by Duffy. And Cedric back on top of it. Fakes the cross. Now looking for this one. And Nketiah goes up. And he will foul Gartland there. And finally the attack will fizzle out here from Arsenal. A lot of pressure there applied by the Gunners, but still unable to really threaten Rogers with that attack. You can see how many headers are going on here. So much pressure. Willick gets a decent strike on that one, and Boyle has to throw his body in the way to keep that one from going on target. Cleary now. Control by Hoban. It's Shields has an option on the far right side. It's Mountney. Instead, we'll just look for McElhaney. Cleary. McElhaney. Looking for that run of the striker. Instead, we'll knock it out to Mountney here. It's a tough pass for Mountney. He has to head this one down, but it will only find Kolasinac, and now Arsenal can come away with it again. This pass is behind Cedric. He's forced to retreat to keep that one in play, and we'll just slow things down to Mustafi. Kolasinac. Maitland-Niles. He's crossing this one in towards the back post, and Pepe, but that one going to sail just about a yard high of Pepe. Can only get the top of his head onto that one, and it will go out for a goal kick here. And yeah, Young Bullis, I mean, I think they have been crossing a lot, and it is very difficult with how many shirts Dundalk have back in the box. But it's also hard to play through them. I mean, of course, they have just conceded full possession here to Arsenal. I wouldn't be surprised if the statistics here are, 80-20, something pretty extreme of that nature. They're just making it hard. They're just making it hard on Arsenal. I think Nelson and Willick have probably done the best trying to break them down with some short passes at the top of the box, but it's hard. So they're kind of forced to cross in some crosses and, like you said, pray. That sometimes becomes the tactic because there's just nothing else available. Here is Pepe inside. Willick trying to take an aggressive turn here, but two Dundalk defenders there. Willick actually wins it back off one of them. Here's the cross in from Cedric towards the back post. This one going to overrun Maitland-Niles. He'll be able to keep it in. He'll look back to Kolasinac here. 36 minutes, just about to be 37 as Nketiah checks in for this one. Cuts it back here. Now getting inside of his defender there. It's Boyle. Here's a strike from Willick, top of the box. Rogers able to see that one. Willick did not quite get all of that one, and that allowed Rogers to get down to his right to smartly save that one. Yeah, I think Willick may be thinking he was going to get closed down a little quicker than he did there. Sort of reaches out for that one instead of getting his full power behind it. In the end, it's a decently easy save there for Rogers. Here's Maitland-Niles. Pepe. Kolasinac. Oh, this one cut back by Niles. He's in the box. Here's Kolasinac crossing. That one deflects. It's going to go out for a corner kick here. Arsenal's fourth of the match. This one coming off of Gartland. It's Maitland-Niles doing well once again, laying it in for Kolasinac, and you can see Gartland closing it down pretty quickly there. It will be the fourth corner of the match here for Arsenal. Sorry, fifth corner of the match. I missed one. 38 minutes gone here in the first half. This one being clipped in towards the back post. Up will go Mustafi. It's bouncing around the box. Comes back out to Pepe. He strikes it. It's bouncing around. Still there's a chance for Nketiah. And somehow the Arsenal man cannot turn that one home from 3 yards out. It will skew off of his left foot and go out for a goal kick here. It's a pretty solid play from Arsenal here. You can see what they're setting up for. They send it long to the back post. Mustafi's there to head it back across. The initial clearance comes out to Pepe, who gets a great strike on that ball on the half volley or on the volley here. Absolutely drills it. It bounces off a couple Dundalk players, ends up right in front of Nketiah, and somehow he cannot direct that one goalwards in the scrum. It ends up being twisted just far of the left-hand post there. And Dundalk can breathe a sigh of relief here. It's the best chance of the game. Goes begging there for Nketiah. Decent challenge here from Arsenal. Will win this one back. Now this one going to be shifted out to Nelson. Driving forward. He's up on the right-hand side now. Still going at his man. Bit of a driven ball into the box there. Not going to come off. El Neni will take a strike here. Claims this one is deflected for a corner kick, but Looks like that one did not take any contact whatsoever and will go out for a goal kick here. We'll take a look at the replay. Here's Elneny coming through this strike. I think maybe a little bit afraid that he's going to get cleaned out there by the retreating tackle of Duffy. Or sorry, I don't think that was Duffy. I think that was... not sure who that was, actually. Either way, no contact made there off of the Dundalk player. So will be a goal kick. This one already cleared out for a throw in here to Arsenal. And they will restart possession. Of course, Arsenal about 80% in possession here. Have had pretty much all of the ball, but still cannot break down the stout defense of Dundalk as we have crested the 40-minute mark here. So just about 5 minutes remaining for them to try to break through in this first half. As Nketiah turning away from the challenge of Murray here. Backs into him, doing well. Now Xhaka out to Pepe, who's come out onto the left, switching sides with Nelson. It's into Maitland-Niles. He tries to pass this one back to Pepe, but it's deflected away. We'll go out for the 6th corner of the match here for Arsenal. You can see what Pepe's trying to do here. Maitland-Niles tries to play him back in, takes a bit too large of a touch on his right foot there, but fairly aggressive sliding challenge there from the Dundalk defense. Will knock that one out of play. Here is the ensuing corner kick coming up as Rogers doesn't get much on that one. It's bouncing around and it's in! Eddie Nketiah will give Arsenal the lead here after a mistake by Gary Rogers. They're going up for that one. Does not get any contact on it. It bounces down into the box, and Eddie Nketiah, the Predator, on hand to put that one into the back of the net. Arsenal lead on 42 minutes here. 1-0, courtesy of Eddie Nketiah. Take a look at this corner kick. Swung in here. Up goes Gary Rogers. Completely misses his punch there. It comes off the top of his hand. It bounces off of Cleary's shoulder. And Nketiah is the first one to react to this one. Comes in and buries that one into the net. I think it actually does still deflect off of Gartland there. But there's just nothing he can do as Nketiah just bashes this one as hard as he can. And no way for that one to miss from a yard out. So it's not the prettiest goal, but Arsenal get down and dirty to give themselves a lead here in the first half, and that is what you need to do sometimes against these teams that pack 10 players in to defend and allow you to have all the possession. And keep an eye on Dundalk now as they will at some point have to go chasing this equalizing goal, and Arsenal may be able to find some joy in the spaces that open up as they do. Regardless of how easy that goal looked for Nketiah, he did have to be in the right place and put that one in. And Arsenal will be thrilled to have this lead against Dundalk, who have been so stout in their defense so far this game. Unfortunately for them, it is their keeper who eventually makes the mistake that lets them down. Now Dundalk moving this one out to Dummigan. Oh, and a poor pass here from Dummigan has been read by Nketiah. He's picked this one out. Now moving forward slowly. Has found Pepe, top of the box here. Pepe striking. That one blocked. It comes to Willock, who shoots, and he scores! And just like that, Arsenal lead 2-0. This one's courtesy of Joe Willock. And Dundalk, after defending hard for 40-plus minutes, may already see the match out of reach for them. It's 2-0 to Arsenal. And based on the way this game has gone, I don't see a lot of ways back here for Dundalk. And that is just heartbreaking for them. Just a minute and a half before halftime here. You can see once again the pass from Dummigan easily read there by Nketiah. He sees Pepe at the top of the box. Pepe's strike is deflected. It comes right into the path of Joe Willock, whose first touch is excellent there with the outside of his right foot. He sets it for himself nicely. Picks his target there. Hits it over Gary Rogers and buries that one into the upper part of the goal. It's an excellent finish from Joe Willock. And Arsenal have been ruthless with just one or two of these chances that they have got. That one certainly the best chance presented to any of them outside of the Nketiah one. And with two great chances here, Arsenal have put both of them away and now lead 2-0 here just before the halftime whistle. So here's Duffy. So I'm going to come back to Boyle. There's 20 seconds left before we find out how much stoppage time we'll have in this one. It's Cleary. We'll look up the line here. Ooh, almost another poor pass there from McElhaney. Here comes Duffy to head this one on. Sorry, that's Murray. Some calls for offsides, but nobody going to chase it from Dundalk. And Arsenal will come away with it. We have reached the end of regulation here in halftime. And there's just 1 minute of added time. So Arsenal will have just a little bit of extra time to see if they can make it 3 and really break the hearts and minds here of Dundalk and their faithful. Good sliding challenge here. We'll win that one back. Actually going to be called for a foul, unfortunately, is Kolasinac. Here is Dundalk restarting this one. Just 20 seconds left before the referee will bring this half to a close here. And Arsenal, after struggling against the defense for 40 minutes, get a goal through Eddie Nketiah, get one just 45 seconds after through Joe Willock. The second, a very nice finish. The first, a scrappy goal off a mistake from Gary Rogers. Find themselves up 2-0 here as the referee will call this one and will bring this half to a close here. Once again, Arsenal leading 2-0 here over Dundalk, courtesy of Eddie Nketiah and Joe Willock. We will come back to you after these commercial messages at halftime, and we'll see what Dundalk can potentially do to change this one around. But it has looked all Arsenal so far in this first half, and they have the goals that they needed and that they wanted here as we go into halftime with Arsenal once again leading 2-0. All right, guys, we'll take a short break here, go get some water, go get some coffee, whatever, and we'll come back after the commercial. We could run through some of the other Europa League scores. One notable one that I mentioned earlier, Tottenham actually falling 1-0 here today in their Europa League match. I'm also aware that Leicester won 2-1 today. But Arsenal looking good. Not the best attacking half from them, certainly. Struggled for long stretches of that half to get anything going, but that's not necessarily unexpected against a team that packs, 9 or 10 players in behind the ball, gives you possession, just tries to tighten the space, tries to head away crosses. They just make it tight on you. We saw something similar at the weekend with Tottenham going up against Burnley. You have to be very sharp, make some very short passes, or really have a game-breaking moment to break these kind of teams down. And while Arsenal aren't really the ones who create it, they take advantage of it as Gary Rogers misses his clearance. Eddie Nketiah is there to tap home. That gives them the 1-0 lead. And, 1-0 is a dangerous lead, but probably would have been hard for Dundalk to overturn. But then just 45 seconds later, a kind deflection there for Joe Willock. He brings it down well, puts it in the top of the net. And now this game's probably out of reach here for Dundalk. 2-0, a large scoreline to try to come back when you really don't have any of the ball. Yeah, indeed. Did pay off there. And we'll see if they can stretch the lead here in the second half. I would honestly expect them to do so. Dundalk will probably have to come out of their shell a little bit unless they just want to be happy losing 2-0. And if and when they do, I think we all know that Arsenal have the quality to cut through them. So keep an eye on the second half. We'll see what Arsenal can do. I'm going to go take a short break, head to the restroom, grab myself a drink, and I'll be right back with more Arsenal and Dundalk. Hello, I am back now. Sorry, did not want to unmute while Connor, that was my roommate on camera. He didn't really want to be heard on stream. We were also just talking about, we're planning for a couple things because I'm going on vacation next week. I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end of the stream. And I was still making my hot chocolate, so sorry. Let's see. So Pepe should have passed after pulling 2 defenders in. Yes, he should have. I definitely agree with that. He was already pretty committed to shooting, I'm sure, in his head. But yeah, he could have slipped that one to Willock. Essentially, he ended up slipping it to Willock with the deflection off the shot. But yeah, you can see what happened. He definitely should have done that. And then who dat? You know who Dat is. Dat, my roommate. Dat is my roommate, Connor. He's the Liverpool fan. But to this point, he hasn't wanted to come on stream and hasn't wanted to be heard on stream. So we respect those wishes. He does occasionally pop up in chat, depending on the game that's going on, guys. So if you keep an eye out for CDG12, that's him. But we are back. See what Dundalk will do after halftime here. But if we want to run around the scores around Europa League, let's take a look at those. So as I mentioned earlier on today in some of the early games, Leicester City beating AEK Athens 2-1. Goals scored there by Jamie Vardy and actually Hamza Chowdhury, of all people. Villarreal 3-1 win over Karabag. Cervena Zvezda 5-1 win over Liberec. Lask beating Ludogorets 4-3 despite having a red card. Antwerp beating Tottenham 1-0 in that one. Tel Aviv defeating Sivasspor 2-1. Hoffenheim 4-1 over Ghent. Dinamo Zagreb and CSKA Moscow playing to a 0-0 draw. Wolfsburg 4-1 over Feyenoord. Braga 2-1 over Zorya Luhansk. Milan 3-0 over Sparta Prague. No goals once again from Zlatan, Brahim Diaz, Rafael Leao, and Diogo Dalot, former Manchester United man there, getting on the score sheet. Celtic in a 2-2 draw with Lille. And then current scores 0-0 at halftime between Molde, Rapid Wien, Rangers, and Lech Poznan 0-0. Nice 1-0 up over Beersheva. Napoli and Real Sociedad tied at half. Leverkusen tied 0-0 with Slavia Praha, but they are down a man. Young Boys tied 0-0 with Cluj. Benfica tied 0-0 with Standard Liège. And PSV and AC Ammonia tied 1-1. There was a half-field goal in that one, so check out the highlights of that one if you want to see an interesting goal. Roma tied 0-0 with CSKA Sofia. PAOK tied 0-0 with Granada. And AZ Alkmaar up 2-0 on Rijeka. So that's the scores from around the Europa League here today. We'll see how these second halves do play out. Teams are coming back on the field. There is a substitution here at halftime for Dundalk, which I think is smart here. Of course, Dundalk will have to chase the game a lot more. Yeah, Vardy really is. It's like, it's an incredible story. It really is. Like, I don't like the guy's personality, of course. I don't really like him as a person. You can like read up on some of the articles about him in the past and stuff like that. But incredible how he just like kind of came out of nowhere and was just underappreciated. Now he just like, it's just like he's just on. You just expect him to score against anyone, against everyone. Like it's nuts. But we are just about to get started here for the second half, so I'm going to drag down our soccer background here. We'll get into broadcasting mode, and we will join you at full time for some thoughts on the match here. So Arsenal going to get us started. We shifted over here to Granit Xhaka, still playing that center back role while Arsenal's in possession. He will lob this one out to the far right-hand side here. There we go, perfect. Yeah, that's I think that's fairly accurate. Here is Joe Willock cutting this one back in that top of the box. That one just going to evade Reece Nelson, but Pepe taking a strike here. Pepe scoring! And just as the second half begins, Pepe finds himself on the score sheet. It's 3-0 to Arsenal in the 45th minute. It's Pepe on his weaker foot here. A right-footed shot into the top corner. They're not sure if that one took a deflection at all. But what a start here from Arsenal. And that should essentially wrap up the match here. Take a look at the replay. Joe Willock driving forward. He cuts it back. He looks for Reiss Nelson here. That one evades him. Pepe picks it up. Shifts it on his right foot. There's no deflection. He just buries that in the upper right corner there with his weaker foot. What a strike here from Nicola Pepe. Just shifts it onto his right foot with his left. You can see him slide it into a shooting position and then just kind of swings in the same motion and just buries that one. It's just out of the reach of Rogers there. There's nothing he can do about it. It's such a good strike there from Nicola Pepe, and that should wrap it up here for Arsenal right at the beginning of the second half, and 3-0 is the lead here. Once again, goals courtesy of Eddie Nketiah, Joe Willock, and now Nicola Pepe here for Arsenal. And I think Mikel Arteta can probably put his feet up and enjoy the rest of this one. It's 3-0 here at Arsenal, and Dundalk have not looked for the world like threatening Runnerson's goal here today. So this should be a very positive result for the Gunners regardless. Multiple names on the score sheet today. If they can keep a clean sheet, it will feel even better. As they go into the weekend, they have a game on Sunday against Manchester United. Man U looking very good in their Champions League game on Wednesday. Just yesterday against RB Leipzig, a team that was expected to threaten them and came away with a resounding 5-0 victory in that one. So two teams that will be coming off of good results in Europe will be clashing this weekend. And Arsenal can be happy to take some momentum into that match. In the meantime, a foul's been committed here by Maitland-Niles. It'll be a Dundalk free kick. Duffy standing over this one. A lot of shirts in the box here as he's going to be swinging this one into the far post. Here is the free kick from Duffy. Actually, nope, referee going to stop it here as we've got a player down on the ground. It's a Dundalk player. Referee just going to try to calm everyone down inside the box. He's also going to ask Nicola Pepe to back up behind the line that he has painted with the spray can. You can see Shkodran Mustafi giving some rough treatment here. Here is the free kick now. Swung in, headed down. It's in the box, but easily taken by Mustafi. Moves this one forward to Kolasinac. It's out to the right-hand side. There's a little bit of room to work here. Some red shirts finally getting forward. Reiss Nelson going to clip this one over to Nicola Pepe, but he cannot escape the head of Duffy there. He'll head that one down. It will be collected by the newly introduced man here, Gregory Sloggett for Dundalk. Sorry, I had to screw with the board there. Now here is Dundalk with it again. It's Gartland, Mountney sending it back to Gartland. Duffy checking in. Decent passing here, but really haven't made up a lot of ground, and it's still just going to sit back here with Gartland. Dundalk trying to play from deep within their own half. This one will find Sloggett. Good move here by McElhaney. Ship this one away from Joe Willock. He'll move it out to Cleary. Back into McElhaney. But here is Willock showing up here. We'll take that one off the foot of McElhaney, who stays down on the ground. Willock shifts it back to El Neni. And he will put this one out to touch so that McElhaney can receive some treatment here. And it doesn't look like he's really that hurt, just very upset with the referee. Believing he was fouled there by Joe Willock. We can see Willock coming in here from the right of the screen. Nope, just gets all ball there. And McElhaney, not sure if he did get stepped on there. Didn't really see it. But Dundalk here really looking at a huge mountain to climb. Will be made worse if McElhaney's forced to come off here. They are prepping a substitution at the moment. Possibly even two here. But of course, pretty drastic changes are necessary here for Dundalk if they want to try to catch Arsenal in this one. Down 2-0 from goals by Nketiah and Willock at the end of the first half, and then falling behind 3-0 right as the second half started. I think it was just about 45 seconds into the second half. This goal here from Nicola Pepe, rolling this one back onto his right foot and then just burying this shot into the upper right corner. So again, nothing Rogers could do about it, providing Arsenal with that 3-goal cushion. McElhaney has returned to his feet here. Is hobbling very slowly here. He's going to go off under his own power, but not sure if he's going to be able to continue. Again, I was watching the replay and I didn't really look to me like his left foot got stepped on, so I'm not exactly sure what happened. And yeah, he is going to be substituted here. It's going to be Flores coming on for McElhaney. So McElhaney's afternoon will come to an end, and that must be a frustrating end for the midfielder. Down 3 goals and now off injured just at the beginning of this second half. We are 6 minutes into it. We'll probably see a decent amount of that added on to stoppage time here, unless the referee has somewhere to be tonight. As once again, I find it very hard to believe that Dundalk have it in them to come back in this one. They have not had a shot on target yet, have only had 2 corner kicks, and really have only seen the Arsenal box twice. This good move here by Reiss Nelson, crossing this one towards Nketiah. That one headed behind by Boyle for the 7th corner of the match here for Arsenal. So again, decent attacking play here by Reiss Nelson. And both he and Pepe have looked fairly effective since they switched sides of the field. I think Reiss Nelson looked pretty good all match here, but Pepe has looked more effective from that left-hand side. And here are the substitutions being prepared for Dundalk. Looks like 2 more players will come on. And here is that substitution that was waiting. So this is the Flores for McElhaney substitution. And one more as looks like they will be withdrawing Daniel Cleary here. And will be, I think this is pronounced Huar. I'm gonna listen to this pronunciation. And McElhaney, yeah, really still struggling off here. He's still on the pitch, walking away with the trainers, and Huar will come on here for Cleary. Here is the corner kick. That one headed away there. Now this one shifted out towards the right-hand side, towards Shields, but well won by Kolasinac. Now it's Willock. He'll lose out to Hoban there. We'll go back to Gartland, now into the feet of Shields. Good turn from him. Has Hoban in support. Still trying to hold off El Neni. He will use Hoban now. Hoban going to clip this one up the line towards Duffy, but well met by Maitland-Niles. He'll try to head this one short for Kolasinac, who will win the challenge against Duffy there. Arsenal can come away with this one. Staffy out here to Nelson. Has the overlapping run from Cedric. He'll look inside for Willock. Now it's Xhaka. Pepe has Maitland-Niles in advance of him. We'll just look back here for Kolasinac. Xhaka going to ship this one over. Now with Cedric in behind for Nelson. Nelson crossing early towards the back post. It evades all the Arsenal players, but Maitland-Niles arriving at the back post. Looks back for Pepe, trying to find an option. Lays it for Kolasinac. Some passes at the top of the box here from Arsenal. Now clipped in by Willock towards the back post. Good header there by Dumigan. Comes down to Nketiah. Here's a strike with the left foot there, but pretty well wide from Nketiah. Decent effort, though, from Arsenal. Confidently passing around the 18-yard box here of Dundalk. You can see a good combination play there. Nketiah trying to curl that one with his left foot towards the back corner, but doesn't get the whip he wants on it, and it ends up being fairly well wide there of the goal. The defending here by Mustafi wins the initial challenge and slides in on Dumigan, who's coming forward. There's a good pass in for Willock. He'll drive forward. Lays it off for Pepe. Pepe has Maitland-Niles. Here's Maitland-Niles looking across. That one deflected initially. Shields throwing his body at this one. He goes down in the box, and that's a foul called on Joe Willock. This is good movement here by Arsenal. Good passing. It's a solid pass out from... That's just not a foul. That's a... Yikes. That's not a foul, guys. That's not a foul on Joe Willock. That's what I like to call we can have a debate as to whether this is an actual thing. I call it the slaughter rule. When a team is losing by 3 goals or more in indoor, in small-sided, in a full-sided game, the referee becomes very sympathetic to the plight of the team losing 3-0 and starts to give 50-50 calls or kind of weak calls over to that team just because he just like, you're just getting slaughtered. It's slaughter rule, right? Like, that's what it is. I don't know if anyone else believes in that, but I do. This one cleared away here by Dundalk. Trotting back to get this one is Kolasinac. And it is Willian being readied here on the touchline for Arsenal. Good pass in from Maitland-Niles. Excellent first touch here from Nketiah, who's checked back for this one. He'll go back to Pepe. Kolasinac. Xhaka. Staffy back to Xhaka. He'll clip this one out to the near touchline. Will be collected well by Pepe. Gets his head up. Looks for a cross. Instead drives inside on his right foot. Nketiah leaves it here. Willock tries to turn with that one, but his touch skips away from him just a little bit there. Eventually it's cleared away by Rogers. Good header forward here by Hoban, but Duffy can't run onto it. And a couple substitutions being readied here for Arsenal. It's Dani Ceballos will be readied as well. Good pass here from Maitland-Niles. Pepe looks for the return run, but once again, Maitland-Niles had cut his run off. Ooh, good turn here from Duffy. Gets a nutmeg onto Kolasinac, but eventually is bodied off of that one. Elneny going to cut it back. We'll look across here for Mustafi. Mustafi pokes that one out towards Cedric, who is left a little bit short there. Ends up getting tackled by Dummigan. He is on the ground now. Bit of a hospital ball here from the likes of Mustafi, leaving Cedric well short. He takes a big body check there from Dummigan, but doesn't look to be an unfair challenge from Dummigan. As it is Dani Ceballos being readied here. Arteta thinking about something to tell Ceballos here, has his head in his hands for a second, like, what do I say? What do I say? What do I say? And then finally gets his instructions out. Now here is Mountney. Gonna clip this one out to Sloggart, sorry. Shields. Now here is Flores, one of the introductions. Hoban can't get on top of that one, and Arsenal will take possession back. Elneny. Maitland-Niles. Pepe. Let this one run. I'm going to try to take on Mountney there. He'll knock it off of Pepe, but it looks like it will go behind for a corner kick here. So the 8th corner of the match over to Arsenal. That number is certainly indicative of their dominance in this match. Goals aside, they have had all the possession. Dundalk, once again, only had 2 corners in the match and have really not had a sight of the Arsenal box, let alone their goal. Don't believe they have a shot on target here today. Here are the crowding tactics from Arsenal once again. On to Rogers. It is Nelson. Here is the corner kick. Going to clip this one back towards the back post. Up goes Elneny. He'll head across, but a foul going to be called here against Elneny. And Dundalk will be able to clear their lines here. Good tackle here from Flores. Will knock that one off Willock. It'll go out for a throw in here. So we're just about to crest the hour mark, and Dani Ceballos about to be brought on along with Willian. And the last of his tape done here on the sideline. Now Dundalk in control of this one, looking out for the run of Mountney. It's initially deflected by Maitland-Niles. Mountney will get there first, and no foul called there onto Mountney. Maitland-Niles doing very well to track back. Now Pepe coming away with it. He'll look across the field for Cedric. Moved up here. Nelson in behind for the onrushing Nketiah, but Huar is there to knock that one away. Ooh, pass is intercepted by Nelson. He's going to look back for this one, but that one clipped a little bit too high, and nobody can get ahead on that one. It will sail out on the near touchline for a throw-in, and that will signal the substitutions here from Arsenal. So Dani Ceballos going to be coming on here for Mustafi. So Arteta seems to be convinced that defense doesn't matter anymore, taking out the center back here for Ceballos. And it will be Nicola Pepe who will be withdrawn here for Willian. So good confidence boost for Pepe, getting that goal in this match here. Will feel very nice for him as Willian will be subbed on here in the 61st minute. So substitutions are on here for Arsenal. Pepe, Mustafi are off. Ceballos and Willian will come on here. Mountney with the throw in now. So we're going to be thrown directly to Maitland-Niles, but he cannot keep that one in play. And Dundalk will have themselves another throw in here. They are readying another change. It will be... looks like it is going to be the captain Shields here who is withdrawn. Has been run a little bit ragged here by Arsenal in this one, and Gannon will come on for him. So here's Gannon looking for an option right away. He'll look up the line for Hoban, but Hoban cannot hold off Xhaka there. Looks like El Neni has been shifted back to center defense to partner with essentially Granit Xhaka here. So Arsenal playing with about 6 midfielders, 1 defender, which is Sead Kolasinac on the ball here. But Xhaka has been fielded more like a center back here today. This one laid off by Maitland-Niles for Willian, who's on the left wing here. He'll swing this one infield to Willock. Ceballos. Cedric up to Willock. Willock going to clip this one in early. Headed away there at the back post by Mountney. So free kick over to Dundalk here. And yeah, I guess has a 6-5. Well, I mean, goals help when you're doing a math-based rating system, obviously. Oh, and going down here is Mountney, but no foul going to be called here. Now Willian shifting it over. It's with Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson going at Dummigan here. Will get around him, tries to cross. That one is deflected by Huar. Will go out here for an Arsenal throw-in. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think he's been quite good today. But if he, yeah, I think we'll talk about the match ratings, the player ratings at the end. But I think my guess would be he probably didn't have an assist on any of those goals, which is a bit unfortunate on his part. But that's probably why, compared to the rest of the attackers, he's rated a little low right now. So like, I think the system follows similar to like fantasy. So unless he's actually like getting like successful take-ons and stuff like that, it's not rating him well, even if he's, you know, doing the right things, putting the ball in the right places, passing well, right, all of that stuff. It won't credit him very well for that. Here is Willian taking this corner short. Going to come back out to Willian. Looking for some options here. Driving inside. Instead, we'll just look wide once again. Here's El Neni. Back out. Crossed by Cedric. That one headed away. Clearance completed there by Duffy. Sead Kolasinac now driving forward. He's found Ceballos. Xhaka. Ketia. Chasing this one. He's going to try to get around the corner here. Well, not quite get around Gannon and Gartland there. Now Hoban chasing this one, but 3 Arsenal players around him, and they will head it between themselves, eventually being settled here by El Neni. 65 minutes on the clock, just about 25 remaining here for Arsenal to see out as Reece Nelson dancing on top of this one. There's not a lot of support in front of him, so we'll just turn around and look backwards. And Willock able to slide and keep possession here for Arsenal. Ceballos moves it over to Xhaka. This one going to come out to Willian. He drives forward, looks inside. Almost a back pass from Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles now still with it. Willock. Good pass into Willock. Has some space here. Looking for the shot. Shift on onto his left. Good poke away here at the death by Gartland. Willock trying to get this one into a shooting position. He shifts it onto his left. Well, he's got a little bit of space there, but Gartland gets back and just pokes that one away at the death. Just as Willock is settling himself to shoot, he's claiming it came off of Willock. It doesn't look like it did. So it will be the 9th corner of the match here for Arsenal. Sorry, 10th, I believe. Here is Willian. Clipping this one in. This one bouncing around at the top of the box. It's settled by Nketiah, still inside the box. He looks back for Willian. Willian settles, drives forward onto his left foot. He has the beating of Duffy looking across the box. Good interception there by Mountney. It'll be Sloggart who can bring it away. Now Hoban being chased down here by... And Hoban just slips there as he's challenged by Willock and will eventually lose out to a combination of Willock and Willian. Now Arsenal can move it forward once again. Here it's Ceballos. This one crossed in towards Nketiah, and he gets a foot on it, but can't get that one on target. I'm going to have to see the replay on this one as we see this is a great whipped ball in here from Cedric. He sees the run of Nketiah. Ooh, I think maybe Rogers got a piece of that before Nketiah arrived. I'd have to see a closer replay, but good look there from Suarez. It's a cutback from Nelson taking on 2 here, driving into the box, clipping this one back, headed away there by Boyle. Arsenal still with it here. Willian once again. Ceballos. Clipping this one all the way over towards Cedric. It's settled for El Neni. Now into the feet of Willock. Good defending here. Suara will send that one away. But out is Runnerson. He will just ship this one all the way over to Xhaka. Here's Kolasinac. Willian shifting this one inside. Decent defending by Sloggart will knock that one away. Now this is Mountney is clipped here. He'll do enough to draw a foul there. Dundalk can come away with it as we take a look at this earlier cross from Cedric. And it was Nketiah who got there first, and he just clips the top of his toe instead of the bottom of his boot. It's a bit of a weird attempt at a finish there from Nketiah. It is difficult. That ball's being swung in very quickly as Duffy is substituted here for Cholovic. But you'd expect a little bit better as here's an interception. Maitland-Niles driving forward, striking. That one knocked down by Rogers, and the clearance completed by Gartland. A couple of headers will take it away from the danger area. Decent strike there by Maitland-Niles. Rogers did see it all the way, but the power of the strike forced him to just beat that one away instead of look for a catch. Kolasinac. Willian, back to Kolasinac. Just 20 minutes remaining in this one, and both teams will be a little bit happy to hear that final whistle come. Arsenal can get themselves cleaned up, get ready for the Sunday match against Manchester United. A lot of their players getting a run out. A lot of goals scored by different players here today, and Dundalk can end the misery of this one. Good challenge put in here by Dummigan. Will take that one off Cedric. Shifts it back inside of him. Now into Huar. He'll clear that one away. Header down here by Cholovic. He has control of it now, but is under pressure from Ceballos. Has picked out Hoban. Hoban doing well to hold on to this one. Sloggart. Sloggart being taken down here in a foul called on to Reese Nelson by the referee. And it looks like Arsenal will have another couple of substitutions coming here. Looks like Kieran Tierney is getting ready. This one knocked up the line by Dummigan, but that one not going to be collected by Cholovic. It'll roll all the way back to Runnerson. He'll send this one out for Danny Ceballos. Now passed around the back here. Runnerson getting a rare touch in this one. He might have handled the ball a total of 5 times. 2 with his feet, 1 just rolling into his hands, and 2 corner kicks that he easily caught. And here's Reese Nelson streaking in behind. Good challenge here by Huar. Will knock that one away. Gonna go out for a corner kick. Nelson appealing, thinking this one could have been a penalty. We'll take a look at the replay here. So Huar goes to ground here. And yeah, that's a bit surprising there, as it didn't really look like Huar got any of the ball. Just kind of comes through Reese Nelson. But once again, slaughter rule may be at work here. Here is the corner kick from William. This one dipping in there. Great strike. It's headed away by Hoban, though. Comes out to Ceballos, who's able to keep this one in play. Now Willick driving into the box, trying to get a cross away, but well defended by Gartland here. Oh, but he absolutely skins Gartland. Now inside the box, there's a shot from Nketiah, and swings way too hard, gets underneath that one, and all that great work from Joe Willick is undone by the poor finish here from Eddie Nketiah. You can see Willick absolutely torches Gartland here with the fake shift, as if he was going to go back towards his own goal. Fakes that one, then turns it, and Gartland gets all turned around there. Willick enters the box, leaves a short little pass there for Nketiah, and Nketiah just swings too hard, gets up and under that one, and absolutely skies it. Once again, wasteful there from the Arsenal striker after great work from Willick, and it is Tierney coming on here for Xhaka. And now Nketiah will also be subbed off here. And it will be the debutant Balogun here, getting a run out for Arsenal. Once again, up 3-0 here. Just about 15 minutes remaining in this one as we're ticking over to 74. As William trying to get into this challenge with Mountney, but will barrel over Mountney there. Will be a free kick over to Dundalk. Oh, yeah, and just a pretty bad body check there from William, who's always second to that ball. Runnerson calling out some instructions here from his goal mouth. Trying to make this one a little bit harder for Hoban, who's standing over it. Also has Mountney standing over this one. He's a little bit too far out here for a shot, but considering the scoreline, Dundalk may go for it anyway. See who does eventually end up taking the strike. Here's Hoban stepping up to this one. He is just going to strike it, and that one never getting that close to the goal there, aiming for that top left corner. But Hoban putting more of a side foot on it than a pure strike, something we've seen from the likes of players like Cristiano Ronaldo, David Luiz, even William at times, able to get that drive through the ball, get that swerve coming off of it. Hoban never really looking like he could strike it in that manner, and ball never even close to threatening Runnerson's goal. Now Arsenal trying to move it away here. Bit of an awkward pass for Ceballos. His header is tough there for Maitland-Niles. And now here is Gannon looking inside. Here's Hoban. Best chance here is slipping it out wide. Setting himself. Here's a fake shot from the outside from Cholovic. Now looking for Gannon. He'll clip this one into the box. Easily collected there by Willick. And the chance goes here for Dundalk. It was the substitute Flores who had the most space there to potentially shoot at the top of the box and did not take it. And now coming away is Reese Nelson, going to shift right by Sloggart. Shifts through a second challenge. Looks out for Willian. In behind here's Balogun. He gets there before the arriving challenge of Boyle. Now Willian against Gannon. Top of the box. Maitland-Niles loses control of that one momentarily. But it'll be Willick. He'll look across here. Arsenal just slowing this one down as defensive reinforcements have arrived to bolster around the top of the box. Here's Cedric. Danny Ceballos going to leave that one. It's Kolasinac. He's going to clip this one out towards Willian, but woof. Mishits that one pretty badly, and that one will sail out for a throw-in. Another good driving run here by Reiss Nelson. We see him pushing forward here. Shifts right by Sloggart, and then pushes through the challenge there of Gartland before picking out Willian. Gannon clipping this one long, but that one headed back into the path of Willian, setting himself, looking across for Nelson. He tries to set up for the shot, but that's poked off him by Flores. Good sliding challenge here from Ceballos. Will win possession back. Rides a challenge here from Mountney. Cross on the ground from Cedric is knocked away by Hoare. And then clearance will be completed here by Dummigan. Clearance will escape the likes of Hoban there, and it will sail out for a throw in here for Arsenal. Just about 10 minutes remaining in this one. 13 exactly on the clock, but we'll play the rounding game. Arsenal going to lose possession of this one at the top of the box. Dundalk trying to move this one out under pressure from Willock. It'll be called for a foul there. Dundalk can now move this one out freely from the set piece. Instead, just going to play short here. It's Gartland shifting it over to Boyle. He'll look up here to Sloggart. Settles himself. Picks out Mountney. Gannon inside to Cholovic. Hoare into the feet of Hoban here. I actually think that might be Flores. Mountney, Flores. Cholovic. Decent passing move here from Dundalk, but they really have not moved a ton of territory up the field. You can see their center back still about 10 yards within their own half here. So this one moved forward by Gartland, but it comes all the way back into Boyle. He'll shift it over. Hoare into the feet of Cholovic. He'll move it out wide here. Still unable to take a lot of territory here, though, are Dundalk. See, Arsenal just happy to let them have this deep in their own half. They're still 10 yards deep. They keep making good passes into midfield, but just cannot find the forward lines. Boyle now looking back into midfield. Sloggart trying to pick it out, and here's potentially the mistake. Reiss Nelson getting there just behind. And there is the mistake as Tierney reads this one. And now Arsenal can run forward a little bit. Ceballos going to clip it out. It's Maitland-Niles setting himself, looking in for the feet of Balogun. Here is Reiss Nelson shifting it onto his left foot. Back heels. Tierney going to strike this one and just can't keep that one down. It's always rising from the left foot of Tierney there. See once again here, Maitland-Niles going to slip this one into Balogun. He picks out Reiss Nelson, who shifts it onto his left foot, has a decent shooting angle. It is a little tight. Opts to pull it back to Tierney, who just fires one. He tries to keep his chest over that one, but you can see he's leaning back just a little bit as he comes into that one and puts a little bit too much power on it. That one always rising from the moment he struck it. We'll sail up and over the crossbar there. Dundalk clearing this one away, but just bouncing over the head there of Hoban. And Arsenal will have it once again. Now we do have 10 minutes remaining in this one. Ceballos going to shift this one all the way out to Cedric. Willian now cropping up on the right here. We'll cut it back. Willian once again. Inside to Willock. Cedric trying to take on Flores here, but Flores does just enough to poke that one off of him. We'll go out for Arsenal's 11th corner of the match here. Be Williams standing over this one. Here comes the corner. It's taken short. Cedric crossing from a different angle. Ooh, and that one just flicked away at the back post there by Gartland. It's a good thing, too. I believe Kolasinac there was sitting at in the back post area waiting for that one to arrive. Tierney with the throw in here. Cutting it back. Kolasinac. Good interception there from Slogert. We'll win that one back. And now, actually with a little bit of room to run for Hoban, but is being closed down pretty easily here by Maitland-Niles. Will just be forced back. Looks for the overlapping run. Doesn't have it. Mountney. Mountney's clipped there by Nelson. Will be a foul to Dundalk. Taken short here by Gartland. Cholovic. So I'm going to be shifted back over to Gartland. Mountney going all the way back to his center back Boyle. No, that's a poor pass from Boyle. It's right into the feet of Ceballos. Playing it too hard for Mountney. Now Nelson has some room to run. Here comes the supporting defense of Mountney, I believe. Try to help out Gartland there. Sorry, I think it actually is Gannon. So Nelson will just cut it back and allow Arsenal to keep possession here as they continue to run this clock out. Just about to tick over to the 83rd minute. Ceballos going to ship this one out to the right. Willian shifting this one well around his defender, Dummigan, but Boyle able to head that one behind. It's a good move here from Willian. Yeah, I mean, I think Reece Nelson is a Premier League quality player for sure. The problem is he plays for Arsenal and he plays in a position of which you have the absolute most talented depth in your entire team. It's tough for him. Like, I mean, all three of your most talented players play either striker or winger. This one coming out to Tierney. Tierney driving forward, clipping this one towards the back post. Gets a little bit under that one, and it's going to be safe there at the back post. Knocked out for the 12th corner of the match. Here is Cholovic. I do agree he could be electric. I mean, would you just play Abba at striker and put Lacazette on the bench? Do you play him at right wing or left wing, and where do you move Abba? I mean, that really is the problem. It's not that I don't think Nelson's like a good enough player to start for a Premier League side. It's just like he's on the wrong one for like depth. Push Abba to striker, sit Laka. Here is Reece Nelson driving in. He's shooting. Ooh, and that one just a couple yards wide of the right-hand post there. Once again, good run here from Reece Nelson driving in from the right. We see him pick up this pass from Ceballos. Pushes it right past Gannon. Gets into this gap between Gannon and Slogert. Sets himself and tries to curl that one into the back post. But that one not going to settle into the far corner. Instead going a couple yards wide. I mean, I don't think it would be a terrible idea. Don't get me wrong. But there's no denying that Lacazette is a very talented player. Whether you like his work rate or what he does for on other parts of the game is always up for debate, but it is, I mean, the reason is obvious. Like, the reason is easy. It's like the most expensive and most talented players in your side play in that position, and maybe it is worth an experiment, but that's up to whether Arteta thinks it's not or not. Yeah, I mean, I think, well, yes, that probably is. I mean, you could just have Willian and Nelson flip-flop sides. Yeah, you could have Saka as the backup, or Pepe if you really need someone to be a dribbling threat. Yeah, I do think Abba is less effective as a winger than he is as a striker. I would disagree with that. Here's Tierney. I think people... Here's Willian. Ceballos. Oh, good turn here from Willock. He's being hauled back by Gartland. This will certainly come back regardless as it drives over the line here. And wow, referee just going to allow the goal kick. This is certainly the slaughter rule here, as you can clearly see Gartland just dragging Willock back here. So the referee just wants to get this one over with. Well, let's see. Depends on what your shape is, right? You've been playing a lot of 3-5-2, so you can't really do that. If you play 4-3-3, then yeah, you can. You could play resets at the cam and play Partey and Xhaka behind him. So that is an option. I mean, that's one of the things with Arsenal is, like, I kind of mentioned at the start of the game. You have a lot of players that can play a lot of positions, and there are a lot of options for formations with them. I mean, you see Maitland-Niles is super versatile. Kolasinac can do a lot of jobs as well in the defense and out wide. Tierney's a good wing back as well as a left back, but you just have some frailties, right? Some of those players that are versatile aren't quite good enough or don't perform well enough. Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's still fair to say he's more ineffective on the wing, right? Whether that's up to, 4 defenders swarming him or up to his own performance is, like, it doesn't really matter. If he's not scoring goals and doesn't look as dangerous there, then he's being ineffective, right? And it might not be all his fault, I guess, is if that's what you're saying, then yeah, it certainly is not like all his fault. But yeah, I do agree with you that I think it's worth experimenting on. I just we'll see where the opportunity is. I mean, that's the kind of thing you should use the EFL Cup for. But I do understand from Arteta's perspective why it is very hard for Arteta to do that, because I think a lot of people have a more negative opinion. Oh, here's a clipped pass into the box from Willock going up as Maitland-Niles. It comes back to Tierney, striking this one. That one deflected away by Gartland. Lacazette sort of reminds me. I mean, Lacazette and Martial kind of remind me. It's something I used to call the Garrett Anderson syndrome. So I played a lot of baseball, and I'm fairly aware of the MLB. And, like, it's an old player for the Angels. Oh, here's a 30-yard strike from El Neni, going to go over the top. And it's the kind of thing where, like, Garrett Anderson would look like he wasn't hustling. He would look like he wasn't trying hard and, like, working defensively or this and that. And just, like, dude was just flying. He's just the kind of athlete that, like, made it look easy. You know what I mean? And I think Martial and Lacazette do, like, actively choose not to defend sometimes. But I think Lacazette is a much better player than a lot of people give him credit for. They see the deficiencies in his game and don't recognize how talented he really is. I think he's a better finisher than a lot of people. And so I can see why it's very hard for Arteta to think about subbing him out of the side. I would imagine he probably also tears it up in training. I think they have different games, to be honest. But Martial is liable to disappear. Like, Martial's much more of a dribbler, obviously. Lacazette is more of a hold-up player, penalty box finisher. He doesn't quite have the pace and power on the dribble that Martial does. But I think he is a better finisher than Martial. I do think he is. And I think he makes more sense as a center striker than Martial does. Where Martial is being fielded as a center striker, like, don't think that's actually his position. I just don't think, man, you have a striker. But I think some of the skill set, I mean, I guess that's fair. It just depends. But I do think fairly highly of Lacazette. I think he's a good player. I don't think he's, like, great or anything, but basically I can understand why it's a hard decision for Arteta to think about sitting him when it seems to be that their most effective line is typically all 3 of those players in. Do I think it's worth an experiment? Absolutely. Do I think that's really the problem area of Arsenal's team? No. Arsenal needs a dribbler. Yeah, I Yeah, I can see that. I can certainly see that. I mean, if you have Aubameyang who can kind of dribble, but it's more of like a set and shoot kind of player, Williams a crosser, and then Lacazette's like just a kind of a normal striker, penalty box striker. It's true that you do not really have a dribble threat. Pepe is supposed to be your dribble threat, but obviously there's a lot of, you know, extras to deal with there. I mean, I guess we don't know the answer to that question, right? But it's for the performances that I've seen. I would say for me, it looks to be the most effective line. At least gives them the best chance of scoring a goal, I think. But I 100% agree with you. I think we should see experiments with someone like Nelson, at least in the EFL Cup, and see how that runs. But I can understand the mentality from Arteta and why it is hard as the manager to like not play Lacazette for that experiment. Centrally, you mean like centrally positioned? It's a good shift over by Willian. Cedric moving it out here. Nelson again. Gonna clip this one into the box. Good header up by Garland. No, I don't think so. I think it's for the formation's sake. I think there might be a little bit of that consideration in there, but I'd say it's the minority percentage. It's probably like a 10%er. I think if you're Arsenal, you just like want your strongest side. Aubameyang is like clearly your best player by quite a long distance, and like you just, if he's more versatile on the wing, then he plays there, right? And that will be the final whistle here for Arsenal. So very good performance from them here today. They struggled for a long time to try to break down this Dundalk side, but a bit of a mistake from Gary Rogers, allowing the first goal to go in from Eddie Nketiah. And from that point on, it was all Arsenal, scoring again just a minute later through the likes of Joe Willock, and then rounded out on the scoring by Nicola Pepe, just 45 seconds after the second half began there, with a beautiful finish into the right-hand corner. Yeah, thank you for tuning in, buddy. Be back on tomorrow for probably half of the match. I do have to leave around 4:30. I am going on vacation. For anyone tuning in here or that watches the video, I will put that on my Twitch schedule as well so that everyone knows. But I will be gone for about 9 days after tomorrow's cast. So try to catch me tomorrow for at least the first half. We'll see when I need to get off. But otherwise, thanks again for tuning in. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.